Good evening, Monday Morning Quarterback, episode 92. Certainly hope you guys are all staying well and healthy and doing everything you can to support those within your community and your family members and all that. Certainly trying times for all of us in uncharted waters. So my hair's getting, as I look in the camera, I'm starting to look like President Trump. My hair's pretty wavy. It's probably the longest I went without a haircut in a long time. But the barbershop I go to is closed, so it might be just getting longer and longer. So anyhow, thank you guys for tuning in. Wanted to jump on here tonight and do a normal Monday morning quarterback. We've got a special one planned for you next week. We're going to bring Kevin Crum on and kind of outlay all the new features in both pit logics. But yesterday, as I was kind of poking around the shop board at my house, and you could probably get everything ready to go race, and then, hey, we're not going to race for a little while. And you're like, gosh, what do I do now? I started to think about things I wanted to do and projects, and I thought, I'm probably not the only one in this boat that focused on certain things during the off season and then kind of ignored those things, ignored some of the things that I should have been working on as well, just because you run out of time and whatnot. So I tried to come up with a list of things that you could work on, not necessarily spend a bunch of money or spend any money, just things that often get overlooked within your race team and race program. And with this extra little bit of time, those are some things that we can work on. So that's kind of what I was going to talk about tonight. No races took part last week that I know of, other than some iRacing stuff, which that's starting to pick up a little bit of traction. So excited that we at least get to see some racing, even if it is virtual. We've done iRacing series in the past, and definitely plan to do another one since we're in this extended period. I actually just was able to finalize one broadcast time slot for CSI, and I'm working on another one for helping another group out. So if anybody that does our iRacing's tuned into Monday Morning Quarterback, comment, let us know what kind of cars you want to race as we put this series together. So couple questions I've got, and I certainly appreciate everybody reaching out to me after our kind of announcement today that we're going to be forced to close starting tomorrow. There's some uncertainty whether, you can stay open, you can't. You can read between the lines, and honestly, I just really want to follow the governor's guidelines. One, not be susceptible to a fine or taking away our business license if we're found in violation, but really just, I feel like the sooner we all realize what this is, and we take care of ourselves and our families and do what they say, the sooner we can get back to racing. But lost my train of thought there. Oh, so you guys were all reaching out to me, and I really do appreciate that. We're going to make it through this. It is a tough time for us and our employees as really uncharted waters. 2 weeks ago we were record sales, more work than we knew what to do with, putting things in place to be more organized and more efficient to get orders out and have better communication with our customers and all that. And then my wife and I went on a little vacation and came back, and the world was upside down in a matter of days. So we certainly couldn't prepare for this, and it is unfortunate, but we're all in it together. A lot of small business owners, a lot of places I'm sure you guys are employed at, or places that you are the employer. We're all in the same boat, so we're just going to make the best of it, do everything we can. But I did get some questions. People were concerned that their shocks are on the way, or they had something they wanted to send in to steering or shocks. I'm still going to be able to come in here every morning, even though our employees aren't. Unfortunately, I only live a few miles from here, so I can ride my bike in or come in here. And so I'm going to be here doing some work. I got some projects around here I want to do personally for CSI that normally can't do during the day, so I'm going to take advantage of that time to get those done. And I want to be here when UPS is here, so those boxes that are coming don't get routed back to you. So if you sent something, don't worry. The post office can be a little funny dropping stuff off, but UPS definitely won't be a problem, and we'll make sure that we're here to get those packages from everybody. So If you have any questions regarding that, don't hesitate to ask, and we're going to jump into these topics that I wanted to talk about. So we're all in the same boat. Nobody's racing, and the race cars are probably ready or close to being ready. And what are they going to do for the next 2-3 weeks with their time? Your wife's going to be sick of you moping around the house because you're not racing. So get out in the garage, your race shop, and let's work on some things to make sure when we do get to go racing, which we are going to, we're going to get to race at some point, our team's a little better prepared, our race program's a little more organized. So these are the things that I personally wanted to do, and I feel like I'm probably not alone. So trailer maintenance is often overlooked. Basically, it's kind of like if it ain't broke, don't fix it with the trailer. So everything from greasing the axle bearings, checking the tires, rotating the tires if necessary, servicing your generator and air compressor, making sure all those big things are totally up to snuff, and then just spending some time, organizing the trailer. So oftentimes throughout the season, you're going to get to a night where just all hell breaks loose and the unexpected happens. And the more organized you are, the better. You're not, filing through cabinets and drawers trying to find certain things that you hadn't used in years. So use this opportunity to get all that stuff in place and ready. But the big thing is the maintenance on the trailer. Hate to be going down the road and have a wheel bearing lock up. I mean, heaven forbid that can cause a fire, run into some issues with your trailer there, lose a wheel, something like that. So use this time to kind of get on top of all the trailer maintenance things. If you have cabinet doors that aren't closing quite right, trim that's gotten messed up from a car dragging on the way in, now's an easy time to fix all that stuff and get that ready. The next one I had on there was kind of a toolbox organization. So whether you just use a toolbox in your trailer or you have a pit cart you roll out, use this time to get all your tools organized, clean, spare part bins all organized. I have on there for your nut and bolt bins to get organized. I know I'm pretty OCD, but I get where I haven't used that spare bolt bin in a long time and it just becomes a catch-all and it's unorganized. And use this time to pour all those out on the table and sort them out, get them organized, label them if you have a label maker. It'll make your life a lot easier the next time you go to build something or you need something in a pinch at the racetrack or somebody needs to borrow something. One of the other things is just building your spares out. So if you have all the pieces to build a spare front end or build a spare rear end or whatever it may be, get all that stuff built out. So in the event that you do need to fire a spare front axle in, the spindles and steering arms are on there and everything's as put together as can be and it goes right in. If you have some oddball spares, like one steering arm's coarse thread, one's fine thread, try to get all that stuff buttoned up where you have everything you need when you do need to make that change rush throughout the night. The next thing I had on there was getting all your setups and parts and pit logic. So it takes a little bit of time up front to get all your stuff in there. You can backdate all your setups, get all your parts that you want to track your laps, miles, races on, and the wheels and tires, get all those in there. And then once the season's ready to rock, it's super easy to just maintain your pit logic setups throughout the year. And I can promise you it's going to be a huge benefit to go back and look at that, what you ran certain nights, really be able to tell how many nights you have on certain things. And so if you take the little bit of downtime to do that now, that'll be beneficial. And the last thing I had on there, my wife will love this, do something with your loved ones. I mean, whether you're going to be forced home like we are, or you just find yourself having more time on the weekends because you're not going racing, spend some time with your wife, girlfriend, kids, neighbor, somebody that you don't normally get to be with, that you enjoy because you get so consumed racing. Now, certainly stay safe. We want to minimize the spread of all this, so If it's somebody you're not normally around, maybe that's not a good idea. But people you live with, you're around every day, spend some more time with those people. Do things that you haven't done in years. I'm as guilty as anybody that you work, and you work so much so you can go race, and then racing takes up so much time that you can tend to neglect some people. So I know once the track's open, we're going to be wide open, and everybody's going to want to be racing every single race they can because they feel like they've been deprived for these, couple months. So take this time and spend it with the people that you care about around you. So any questions that anybody has, feel free to fire away with those. Nick Stenzel, the struggle is real. It is real, but we're going to all get through it, and we'll all be better for it down the road. We'll be better fathers and parents, husbands, business owners, employees. We'll all be better for it because you can tend to not appreciate what you have right in front of you in the moment, and we'll certainly appreciate it more not having it for a while. So anybody have any questions regarding racing, Pit Logic, Saints free agent pickups, who they're going to take in the draft, how I feel about Tom Brady going to Tampa, any of that? I'll answer any of those questions here for you for a little bit. As I said, we are going to try to kick off a Wednesday night iRacing series for those of you that are into that. Looks like a 7:15 Eastern time. It won't start this week, but next week. And so you'll see some details on how to get signed up for that from me on the social media channels here. And I'm also still working on doing a shock seminar for you guys. So totally complimentary, dive in depth like we would during one of our normal full-day shock seminars. I'm just trying to work out how I can do it as a one-man band. Zoom definitely looks like the right platform. I think I have all the tools to do it. It's just a matter of doing it and know that everything's working okay by myself, or maybe getting Maggie to come in here and look, because I don't want to stand and stare and talk at this computer for 2 or 3 hours only to find out that the stream stopped 15 minutes in or something like that. So, but I do want to do that for you while we're in this downtime too. I think that's something everybody could benefit from. So, nobody has any questions. That's okay. We haven't been racing, so there's probably not a ton of questions. But we do have a cool show for you next week, so definitely tune into that. As I said, Kevin Crum's going to be on with me. Maybe we'll get a chance to jump on too. He's had a ton of input as well in the things we've been doing related to Pit Logic here lately. So we hope you guys all stay safe, healthy, have a fantastic week. Again, thanks for tuning in. Oh, before I forget, the people who participated in our Show Us Your Ride, your 2020 ride contest on Facebook last week. Thank you, everybody, for participating. I think we had like 190 people or something. So we kind of went through there as a group and picked our favorite cars, whether it was a paint scheme or like the graphics, whatever. And so these are our 5 winners. So all 5 of these people get a $50 web store credit. So just DM me and I will get you the code, because each person's code is different. But the winners are Chris Bullock, Eric Turner, Josh Freeman, John Kohler, and Brandon Rose. So again, that was Chris Bullock, Eric Turner, Josh Freeman, John Kohler, and Brandon Rose. So those are the 5 winners for $50 CSI gift cards. Joe Horner, are you doing any late model shocks yet? We're really not at the moment. We've done some in the past. Penske's and AFCO's, other brands that we valved for folks. I don't personally know a ton about dirt late models, and I've always been 100% transparent with my customers. If you know exactly what you want, we can build it. But if you call on Monday and say, my car's doing this, what do I do? I'm not going to be a ton of help, because it could be a setup thing or it could be a shock thing, and I don't know enough about those setups to give you great advice. Or if you have a midget, sprint car, micro, quarter midget, if it's not me, there's somebody in our building that has a wealth of knowledge with that, and we can help you diagnose handling issues and such. So that's one of the reasons I haven't dove into it. And there's a lot of good late model shock builders, so that's why we have not. But awesome race cars, super cool to see that you guys got one, and we might do it someday. But right now we're kind of focused on our core markets and capturing as much of that as we can. So I think over by you, maybe Algeier shocks would be a good resource for some dirt late model stuff. I think you maybe have Integras. I saw. I don't know if they do Integras or not, but there's some good guys over there at Algeier's in Illinois. So thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. Hope you guys all have a fantastic week. You will be seeing a bunch from me on social media, as I'm probably going to get a little bored, and we want to stay connected with you guys and give you all the information we can, so everybody is more prepared when the time comes to go racing. So have a fantastic week again, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.